So, hello there guys, my name's Zach Fox and I'm in an absolutely smashing mood because I've got my hands on the PlayStation Classic ahead of its launch on December the 3rd. So that explains this smile and that smile as well, because Tom's played it too. Should we chat about it?
Let's do it.
Alrighty then, Tom, let's start with the question on everyone's lips. What the heck does this thing look like?
Ta-da!
A little something like that.
This is the PlayStation Classic. As you can see, it's 45% smaller than the original. And sadly, that's just for show. I was really hoping that would open. There'd be like a little
it doesn't
disc.
eject?
No.
What does that button do?
I mean, I assume it's because it's not plugged in, but even plugged in, sadly, that doesn't open. That's just a throwback to when you used to put the discs in here. This used to open up. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
But otherwise, it's pretty cool. The power button works, the reset button works. Once again, it's powered by USB. It doesn't actually come with a full power outlet, just the USB cord. So
Great. Which I love, by the way. I think that's a really cool thing. You can just whack it on top of your whatever console you've got there already and use the USB out from that to power it, which is so cool.
Yeah, and if like most
Versatile.
people's TVs have USB slots anyway, so you can plug it straight in. You've got 2 controller slots. Comes with 2 controllers, which is awesome.
That's so cool.
Once you load it up, there's a nice little emulation screen, and then you can choose between 20 whole games.
Wait, rather than us gathering around one, why don't I just get my own? That doesn't work. So, we've been playing on this thing pretty much non-stop since it arrived in the office, so that's surely a good sign.
Yeah, ultimately, PlayStation are massively inspired by what Nintendo's been doing with the NES Mini and the SNES Mini. So just creating an old school retro box that has between 15 and 20 old games that you can just plug and play. So I was kind of a bit skeptical that third time around this would still have the same charm. But what you forget is that PlayStation 1 was just so cool. It was the first time that video games felt sexy and fun. And like, even now, some of these games have aged so well. I mean, how much fun did we have playing Tekken 3?
Oh my god, I've been thinking about it all weekend. I can't wait to get this video wrapped so we can play it some more. Surely that's because, you know, the whole thing of everything's on a 20-year cycle. So right now, 90s are hot, baby. Yeah. And this thing's come along like a sniper and targeted, you know, nostalgic wallets around the world.
Stuck in like Snake, Metal Gear Solid, there you go.
What's that?
Reference.
Sounds old.
Yeah, it is old.
So I think that this is probably going to be an absolutely enormous hit. Build quality.
I mean, it's not super sturdy. The actual console is fine. It's a bit flimsy. I felt like the controllers felt a bit plasticky and hollow.
Did you say controllers?
I did say controllers.
Here we go. This little baby. It looks so naked without its analog sticks, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, you forget that there was a good 3 or 4 years before the PlayStation 1 actually had analog sticks, so that's been fun.
When we unboxed it, one of the first things I noticed, the plastic feels super cheap in comparison with, I don't know whether it's modern day plastics feel better. If this was what it felt like back then, I've forgotten. But it still feels good. It feels nice. No one's complaining. No, it's not gonna affect your gameplay at all. It just feels a little light. Yeah,
you noticed it, as you said, I noticed it as well the second we got it out of the box, but the second it was plugged in and we started playing, it was just straight back to down to memory lane.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So this is the SNES Classic or SNES Mini, depending on which region you get it in, controller. And I don't know, it just feels to me a lot more sturdy. Buttons are pretty much the same, apart from these bad boys, which are cool. But build quality, it's got a lot more heft to it.
They liked a certain colour scheme back then, didn't they? What was that about? Black hadn't been invented yet.
It wasn't cool yet, you know.
It wasn't cool. Right, so you were mentioning that one complaint about the SNES Mini, I hope I got the name right, is that people were complaining about the length of the cord.
Yes, so again, none of these are wireless. And basically, if you have a normal living room, your TV's there, it's not going to be right next to the sofa, and so people would have to sit right under the TV, which was a first world problem, but still an annoyance.
Hey, should we do a FANDOM first? A length comparison here live for you, lucky lot.
Let's have a cable off, guys. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Oh.
And the verdict is in. It's a bit shorter. It's a couple centimetres shorter if you can see that. Why has it got a QR code on the bottom? Can you not buy anything these days without a QR code on it? I bought some fruit the other day.
Actually, no, that's a good observation.
You keep talking, I'm going to go scan that. That's really cool. We'll find out what that is. Hey guys, it's Zach here from that video that you're watching. So I couldn't for the life of me find out what the QR code does. I've tried scanning it on a load of different apps, but it must be something on their end. If you find out anything different, please let us know. But sorry, back to the video. And these are the consoles side by side as well. Actually, again, the build quality on this definitely nicer plastic.
A lot more heft. I feel like if you drop this, I wouldn't be worried that, I don't know.
I'm not sure if you'd notice though, unless you're holding them both at the same time, which I most definitely will be doing from here on out. Yeah, probably Super Nintendo wins on the build quality, but it looks the part, and that's what matters, I guess.
I've got to say as well, in terms of the inbuilt software, I much prefer the software for the Super Nintendo.
Sure, you mean the UI, the menus,
yes. So once again, PlayStation, Sony have been paying attention to Nintendo. Since the days of the Virtual Console on the DS and 3DS and the Wii, Nintendo have been doing this thing called resume points. So as well as the actual in-menu save for games, you can have just whenever you turn it off, it will remember where you last were in the game. And I think it's a great thing for emulation. PlayStation have borrowed that and kept that here, which is cool. And the menu looks fine. It's intentionally fuzzy, a bit low res, which is cool. And it's just a big circle of games you go around featuring an onboard virtual memory card.
Yes. That's something that emulators have had for years and years though, is that save state feature. So it would be really a mess if they didn't have it on the official.
Sure, so I mean, so on the SNES, obviously the SNES Mini, you can argue the reason it's cheaper is because there's less tech involved. There's not really 3D games properly outside Donkey Kong Country, but it doesn't look as good as Metal Gear Solid.
No.
But you had Star Fox 2, which was a lost game that was actually made back in the day and was shelved because it came out just before, it was ready just before the N64 launch. So Nintendo said, let's not compete. This is not going to compete with PS1. So that was a nice bonus for fans.
I'm so sorry. If you're under the age of 25, this video isn't for you. I should have said that right at the beginning. You're sat there going, there was a PS1?
I mean, but that's the interesting thing, right? So it's so hard to remove yourself from our nostalgia. I mean, genuinely, I think that Tekken 3 still aged really well.
Yes.
Was a blast. I was playing a bit of Metal Gear Solid earlier, which still surprisingly great, a bit fiddly, but you were loving Abe's Odyssey, weren't you?
At the end of the day, that's what this thing comes down to. You know, we've started off sort of circling the main point and talking about the build and talking about this and that and the other. What's important is the games still, get ready on the bleep, fucking rule. They are so super fun today. And I think actually probably even without nostalgia glasses, there were some games I was playing that I've never played before until today and they still rock.
And it's a really interesting lineup. I mean, you've got the games you expect like Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, the original GTA, which is still nice to play.
Should I get rid of that or?
I'm quite attached to it. Now. Okay, we'll put it down now. Just drop it. But you've got games like Cool Borders 2. You've got Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Shout out Tom Farthing. Rayman.
It was just a more radical time back then, wasn't it? Do you mind if we talk? Bit of crumb.
Yeah.
Bit of straight up crumb.
Yeah,
how much is this thing retailing for?
This is $89.99, so it's £20 more in the UK than the SNES Mini. So, I mean, I think it is worth it. I think there's a lot of great games here. You've got 2 controllers, which is again means anyone for Christmas can come round, instantly load up Tekken 3, have a great time, Ridge Racer 4, Cool Borders 2, some other game with a number after.
Yes.
You're going to have a good time, but...
Would you pay £80 for it?
Oh...
Bearing in mind that's what he earns an hour.
Yeah. Minute, mate. But no, I mean, the thing is, actually, I think for a lot of people who aren't hardcore gamers, it's great. You can just load this up. You can instantly put in your backpack, any mate's house, you can become PlayStation Party, full on nostalgia.
You sound like a commercial. Is that what you've got up there? You're just reading, you've got subtitles on.
Yeah. Cashing my check, as you can see. But I think a main reason people loved the SNES and NES Mini was because it was very easy to hack. A lot of people put a ton of other ROMs on it.
Is that true?
Yes, and used it as a really good emulation software.
Interesting.
Whereas, like Nintendo confirmed with those before release, Sony have said they're not adding anything else. You're not going to be able to download more PlayStation titles. This is it.
Oh yeah.
So some people might say it's better to get the PS TV, which was, I don't know if you remember the little Vita thing that would just plug into the TV.
Let me see if I remember. No. Sorry.
It was basically a tiny little HDMI thing which just had the tech of a Vita without the screen. So you can plug it into a TV, download PS3 games, download PS Vita games, PS1 games, PS2 games.
I can't wait for the Vita Classic to come out, be the size of a fingernail.
So I mean, some people might say that's a better option, or people could Raspberry Pi. But if you want something official, the box, the packaging looks great.
Yes.
It is a really nice package. It just depends. If you want to play all of Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, that's like 100 hours anyway. You're going to have a great time with that.
Mate, when we first plugged it in, and I was going in spoiler free. I didn't know any of the titles that were on there. And I was going through and I was screaming at every time. Going, what the hell is going on? And you said, are you putting it on for the cameras? Which still throw me. Oh wait, did you officially answer, would you buy it for £80?
No, I didn't. And my answer would be no. I mean, for me personally, as I said, I don't think I'm actually, even though I am a gamer, I'm a 90s kid, I don't think I'm a target audience, because while I love the idea, and don't get me wrong, if I open one on Christmas Day, I'd be really happy. I can't see myself actually using it that often.
No.
It's like having a board game to me, right? You know, you can take it around other people's houses, have a great time. You might occasionally get it out, but it's not like buying a console. It's not like you invest in a Switch, a PS4, Xbox One. You know you're going to get X amount of fun over it, X amount of experiences over like 5 years, right?
Well, you better hope Santa Claus isn't watching, otherwise you definitely won't be getting one for Christmas.
Yeah, so I think if you're someone who doesn't really game much now, but you know, had a fun time of hanging out at Christmas or with their siblings or whatever, playing these games, and you want that nostalgic hit whenever you want, it's a great buy. Like, you're going to have a lot of fun with it. But if you're looking at it in the same way, if you're a hardcore gamer, you've already got a PlayStation 4, an Xbox One, and you can probably play most of these games in other ways anyway, it might not be worth it. Whereas I know some people who grew up on the N64 who've missed out on a bunch of these games, and they're going, oh, now I want to get this and catch up. So I think there is definitely a market for it, but for me personally, I'd much prefer, you know, Final Fantasy VII, for example, you can already play that on PS4, Xbox, PC. It's coming to Switch next month. Resi, there's remakes, Metal Gear Solid 1, you can download in the PS4 store. Most of these games you can get digitally. Abe's Odyssey has a great remake out right now, for example. So, while it's a great package, I'm out.
What's your favourite thing about the console then?
You're not touching me. No, my favourite thing about the console is, I mean, the packaging looks great. The first time you open it, it's brilliant. And the fact that these games...
The packaging was the best bit. First 10 seconds was the high, and then from there it's just been a slow slide down.
I kept the box, chucked away the console, you know how it is. No, I mean, the games had aged so well. And as I said, playing Tekken 3 was genuinely as brilliant as it was 20 years ago, which really surprised me.
Best thing about it's the games.
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the coin, what could be better?
I mean, as we just discussed, the SNES Mini is £20 cheaper, yet the build quality is better.
Yes.
So I reckon they could have... There we go. I reckon they could have made the controllers and the actual unit feel a bit sturdier, a bit more durable. This just feels like it could survive a fall or two. Otherwise, if you look at it on paper, 2 controllers, 20 games, it's not bad. Especially some of these are long single-player epics. You know, hard to complain.
This is what my role in this company is becoming, isn't it? I'm just like the Debbie McGee round here.
Shopping channel. Shopping channel Zach.
We've only got 4 left. Make sure you order ASAP. Cool. If you had to have one of these, which would you go for?
Ooh.
Choose right now, because genuinely I will keep the one that you don't point at. Seriously, I'm being deadly serious. I will keep the one that you don't point at.
So you know what? Because most of these games are going to come...
You touched it. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
I think because most of those games are going to come to Switch, I'm going to go with that one.
Ah, damn it. Ooh. And the final verdict is...
Probably buy it. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but there's a ton of fun to be had here.
Probably buy it out of 5. I'd agree. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it if you pick it up over this holiday season. Guys, that's everything for this video. If you want to see more of our content, then why not check out the SNES Mini review we did? It's incredibly well written and it's on the website fandom.com. Also, follow us on our socials at GetFandom, and why not check out some of the PlayStation wikis? There's millions of them. Dude, come on, man. I'm trying to do an app. Tom, I'm trying to do an outro.